Hello, hello, hello. The next time I record one of these, it will have been after my test to see if I can actually do all the stuff that I need to be able to do to actually make reasonable money in this as a career from basically what everyone is saying. And on the based on the math that I've seen. Um, so yeah, hoping it goes well, and then from there I'll be able to see like what kind of money I'm making. And I was doing some loose math. But I realized I might actually not have to move if I can make enough money. I won't necessarily be able to live um extravagantly, but if I make enough money, I might not even have to move from this place, depending on how the leasing office wants to handle things, how they feel about things, what how things line up with their policies. But uh, if that is actually how things go, I will be so happy because I'm sick of having it. And I would love to just have this, if it has to come to it, have this place to myself. Um, obviously I'd prefer to live with someone, split the rent and have more money to be able to do things that I'd like to do. But in the grand scheme of things, if I end up with just this space as my own, I actually wouldn't be too upset. Especially because then I could also start parking my work truck in an actual parking spot that I'm somewhat guaranteed to be able to find. And then from there, I could very easily just well, honestly, I could just be parking my Explorer out of the covered spot and my work truck in the covered spot. So, uh, and then I'd be guaranteed a parking spot in the same spot every time. But it's I don't know how viable it is going to be, how likely it is that I'd get approved or anything like that. All I can do is just work my ass off and hope that things work out. That's really all I can do right now because I really I'm moving. It was exciting when I moved from the first place that I had with Taylor as we were finally moving up. We were both making enough money that we could reasonably look at a place and be like, yeah, we want it, and just get approved to rent it. Like that's all it took. Was us just being like, we want this place. And they went, okay. Because we knew what was in our budget, and what was in our budget was exactly what we wanted for ourselves. Um, but then had to move again this year away from that place. And I really liked that place, but it had its faults. It had its problems. There was definitely a lot of like cockroaches constantly getting into um, the room that I was streaming in, um, and stuff like that. So probably wouldn't have been a very good fit for me and Ost to live in because he hates creepy crawly thing. He really does. Like it's not phobia level, but it is enough that he will put himself into a little bit of discomfort just to get away from them sometimes. Because it's just better. And I feel bad for the guy, but I don't know. I if things could have worked out, I would have loved to have actually been able to afford it on my own. But yeah, he was the landlord of that property was kind of a bag of dicks and really at all willing to work with anything and had a very set worldview on how things are supposed to be, even though it was not how things are. Like he was trying to act like certain things are a hard and fast rule in the industry of leasing, and everything I see around the place is like, no, actually, you are not correct that in that in the slightest. So we like that. But yeah, that would have been the most ideal because then I could easily have like a garage that I could park into if I really needed to. I realistically, what I'd probably be doing is keeping the Explorer in there, and then when I have to, just park where I have to get the truck parked. But like for the time being, that could have meant that I was just parking all the way down by my folks' place because again, I was used to practically be neighbors with them. Um, and it was only like a 15-minute walk home from him. So, and that's at a leisurely pace. I could easily make it in less time if I really wanted to. And if I had a bike that I was leaving over there, I could easily make it in like minutes. Like it wasn't that bad. So yeah, I just want to have a stable living situation. That's really all I want. Regardless of how things go, and things are going to be playing out in really just a few short months here, like 3.5 months, um, for me to know like where things stand between me and her, um, as like an actual closure giving answer. Um, and I'm not really hopeful for it. I'll be honest. I kind of gave up on it ever actually working in favor of the result I would like most, uh, within weeks. So yeah, I don't know. I try to tell people, like, I'll just keep trying. You'll make it. You just gotta put in that effort. You gotta put in that work. But like, the world isn't always like that. To quote Jean-Luc Picard, it is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose, and that is not weakness. That is life. And I commit a pretty heavy mistake. I hurt this little guy. Oh, he still has his fleet a little bit. I hurt him, and he didn't deserve that. No creature does, but he didn't deserve that, and I feel terrible that I did it. Taking steps to ensure that I never do again. And I'm not perfect. I still get mad at him, and we still have fights, and I still terrorize him a little bit. I haven't been. I've been working on it. I've been working on at least recognizing and interrupting it, and he's been the best practice at doing that because it's damn near every single day he finds some way to do something because he is a cat, he is a kitten, he is a babu, to piss me off, and I really just have to go. Okay, we're not doing this right now, and then try to find some way to force some separation between the two of us, and it's been working. Um, And honestly, I think it's been really helping his interactions with me too, because now he's a lot more affectionate with me a lot more frequently. It's been nice. I just wish I could have been able to do that a lot sooner. I wish I could have just actually manned the fuck up and not done what everyone assumes is manning the fuck up and actually sought out professional mental help and worked on all of that a lot sooner because then I can't help but wonder, and this is the what if that's always going to be in my mind. And people keep telling me, oh, don't worry about the what ifs, don't think about the could have beens, should have dones, and all that. It's in my nature. You're never going to stop me, and that is not a challenge. You are just never going to stop me. I'm always going to say, well, what if, could have been this, this could have been better, that could have been better, I could have been this, I could have been that, and it's always going to be there. I that one I know for sure. There is no amount of therapy, no amount of working on myself that is ever going to do away with that aspect because that aspect is a part of how I problem solve. um, is I analyze the situations that have already happened and try and come up with possible alternatives to have even taken in that situation, so that the next time I come across a similar situation, I have a tool set. So regardless, I'm taking a test tomorrow. I'm not stressed about it. I've done as much as I possibly can. I've hit the point of like study saturation, where if I study anymore, it's probably gonna not do me any good whatsoever. So when I go in tomorrow, I'm being told just go to the office and like just study more. But I don't know how much of that I can do. I might just pull out some of the more shorthand reference sheets and just kind of go over those and just reassure myself that I got this because I do have this. I'm not failing. I'm not. It's. I'm not even gonna let it be an entertained possibility that I could fail that test because it's not happening. I'm passing that test. I'm gonna go and make this a successful potential career. And if it ends up not being the career, it's only because I got the offer for something even sweeter. So I encourage you all to do the same. Go out there. Don't even allow yourself the excuse of you might fail. Just go out there and do what you can to succeed. And if it doesn't work out, it's not your fault. You gave your best. You just learn from it, grow from it, do even better the next time you can get that kind of opportunity. Be excellent to each other, be excellent to yourself, and see you around.